Look at this, RINASCITA looks freaking fantastic, and hey, I was simply just impressed by the amount of content this update has. It's also so nice to see how many people simply just love this update and praise the developers for this amazing work they've put into this amazing new zone. And with this huge new zone, there's a ton of stuff to do. You know, there's so many new features, there's so many new quests, main story, new characters. So understandably, there is a lot of stuff that seems quite overwhelming. So to give you guys a little checklist, I thought to myself, I'm gonna make a video about this and show you guys what you should do first in RINASCITA. And before we get started, I would appreciate you guys if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Wuthering Waves content. But for now, let's start into the checklist of RINASCITA. What should you actually focus on first? If you're completely new to RINASCITA, you will realize that you cannot use the loot mapper in this map. And it will literally tell you have not obtained the use permit of this utility for this new region. And there's actually only one way how you get the permit. This is connected with the exploring in RINASCITA and also with the caskets that you see around the world. And your goal is going to be to collect 40 of these new caskets that are around the world in RINASCITA and bring them to these NPC plushies. I'm going to show it on a map because it's actually kind of hidden in the beginning, the Garden of the Lost. And yeah, what you're gonna do is talk to them and just give them your caskets. You can see I already have 20. I'm just gonna deliver some of them. You get a bunch of rewards from that. Right now, I just unlocked the permit for the casket sonar. So this is also tied in with other gadgets. So you have the permits to use them. So that means I can now use this in this region. You can also check here the permits that you have obtained. If you go, for example, on the loot mapper, you will see that this is still not unlocked, and it will also tell you where this is. Reward for Zonan's Casket Collection RINASCITA. You can also click on this and it will also bring you there, okay? And to unlock the loot mapper permit, you will have to bring them 40 new caskets, and then you will get the permit to use it in RINASCITA. So this is definitely one of the first things maybe you should focus on if you're somebody who loves exploring and collecting, of course, rewards in the open map. One thing maybe I should also say is that you should focus on the main story quests in the beginning too, just because the main story actually explains a lot of the new gameplay features in this new zone. For example, the main story will explain you how to fly. It will also introduce you to the wing race, the stuff that is spread around the map to help you advance in the map. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is tied in with the story, so I would definitely recommend you guys to maybe do the stories, some parts of the story in the beginning, so you at least have a nice introduction into RINASCITA. Another thing you should do if you also pulled Carlotta, or if you plan to pull other new resonators, you should unlock all the new bosses. There's the Sentry Construct and there's also the Lorelei. The great thing with 2.0 is they have now introduced early access for the bosses. That means you don't necessarily need to do the story to unlock these bosses, which means you can literally just click on the material that you want from the resonator, for example Carlotta. Then you click here, it will tell you where you have to go, or if you want the early access. Click on the early access thing and you can literally just teleport into a trial and just defeat the boss and get the material. And you can do this over and over again until you have the materials, which is a pretty neat thing. The same also goes for the weekly material, which you need for the Carlotta. All you need to do is literally click on the material. There's also a Hecate early access. And then you see limited time early access, proceed, and you can literally just start the boss fight right away and get the material and defeat the boss. This is also weekly limited. Get your 3 attempts done. This should definitely be high in the priority list. The next thing is gonna be the data bank that you also have to fill up again. If you're new to Wuthering Waves, yes, we have a data bank in here that pretty much is a Pokédex, and this one is now also upgradable again. You should be able to now level up to 24 by just looking for the new echoes out there. If you don't know which echoes you haven't obtained yet, you just go here into this echo gallery, scroll down, and then you will find out that there's a bunch of echoes that have a question mark on them. All you need to do is click track and it will literally tell you where you have to go. Just click on detect. And there you go. For example, this wolf boy, I have not found him yet. And if I kill him and collect his echo, then I'm probably done with this one. And I can move on to the next one. And speaking of new echoes, there's also new echo sets that are probably much better than some of the old sets that we have in the game. For example, we have this perfect set for Carlotta, which literally increases resonance skill damage. It would also tell you from which echoes these drop, for example, the mimic chest, etc. But we also have a new spectral damage set. This is also a fantastic one. Then we also have a new Havoc set, a new Energy Region set. This also increased coordinated attack, which could be huge, for example, Yinlin or Zheji, if you are focusing on coordinated attack damage. And we also have another Energy Region set. So yeah, get started with farming. We have new best in slot sets for some resonators out there. And if you're somebody like me who loves the new flying utility tool, then you will be very glad to find out that you can literally double the stamina bar by just exploring in this new open world. Yes, everybody, if you get this new stamina bar, you start off with 70 stamina. You can actually increase this 70 stamina bar from the flying up to 150 stamina, which literally means you can double this, more than double this flying stamina, which is insane if you think about it. So how do you increase your flight gauge? Is very simple. All you need to do is open your map, go up in this menu here, click on this compass, then click on this thing here. You will see that there's 8 new major zones, and all of these new zones will give you new stamina bar for your flying utility tool. If you go, for example, on Ragusa City, the first reward is always gonna be new stamina for your flying tool. And how do you get the first reward or all the rewards? Is just by exploring. For example, here we have this new Sonan's Casket to farm in Ragusa. This is in the city, and you can also unlock the teleporters. This will all increase your bar here for each of the regions. You can do a lot of freaking things, a lot of challenges, a lot of teleporters unlocking, caskets, dream patrols, and so much more to unlock these first rewards for every zone. So every zone will give you 80 stamina in total. Of course, the more stamina you have, the longer you can fly. So definitely going to be helping you, saving a lot of time in this new area. And speaking of exploring, there's now new Nightmare version echoes. So new Nightmare version echoes are pretty much better versions of the old echoes that we had in the old zones. For example, we have the monkey here, we have Heron, we have Thundering Memphis, Tempest Memphis, Crownless, Inferno Rider, and Ikes. All these echoes have now newer versions that are simply easier to use, and they also give you a consistent buff where you don't even need to activate the echo. You can see here, equipping this echo in the main slot will give you the buff already. So back in the days, you had to actually activate the echo to get the buff. With the Nightmare version, you pretty much skip this part and you have this buff literally 24/7. How do you unlock these Nightmare echoes is a bit hard in the beginning. So what you have to do, this is also tied in with the exploring. You will see that there's Dream Patrol challenges. This one is 0 out of 4, and you can see also that there's a question mark challenge up here in the exploring that is still locked. This one says complete tutorial quest Dream Patrol 1 to unlock. This one is literally one of the Nightmare versions. So if you complete 4 of the Dream Patrols, you will unlock this thing, which is literally the Nightmare version of one of the echoes. In one of the regions, I've already done it, which is the Hallowed Reach. This one only had 3 Dream Patrol challenges, and this one unlocked the Dream Patrol Nightmare, which unlocked the monkey for me. Each of the zones has their own Nightmare version of the echo. So if you want to unlock a specific Nightmare version of the echo, for example, a lot of people would probably go for the new Thundering Memphis. All you need to do is go into this echo hunting menu, click on him, detect. It will literally tell you in which region he is, so he should be in this water here. But to unlock Thundering Memphis, you will have to do the Dream Patrol challenges. In this one, it's actually 5, and these are actually quite difficult to do in the beginning. So if you did all the Dream Patrols, he will actually start spawning in the area where they actually tell you he would spawn. So yeah, this should be also a priority if you just want better echoes. And speaking of new echoes, there's also now, of course, new tested fields. You should also start to unlock these and also spend your wave plates on them. Since right now, when there's new echoes and a new set, it will be pretty useful to get these new sets pretty early on to start building your new characters or maybe replace your old echo sets. This tested field, for example, has the new Frosty Resolve set for Carlotta and also gives you the Spectro set, the new one. If you're looking for the new tested fields, all you need to do is go into this menu here, go to Tested Suppression, and then it will tell you new, and Tested Field Penance is the one that I still did not unlock. As you can see, I still have to track this one, go there and unlock it. After you have unlocked it, you can literally just fast travel to it. So it will literally save you a bunch of time. One little side note here is that these new tested fields, you don't need to click on them or anything to activate them. All you need to do is walk into this portal, and then they already start spawning the monsters. You defeat them and then claim the reward. I think that's a pretty freaking cool thing that they did in this new zone. One other thing you should do early on is just unlocking the map. How you do this is you go to these big teleporters, the resonance nexuses on the map, and yeah, just unlock them one by one. They should be available to see. As you can see, for example, this region I've still not unlocked. I have to go there to unlock this part of the map. So this will be actually quite helpful just to see what's going on in the map, all the objectives that you have, the new domains, etc. So this should be also one thing you should do pretty early on. One thing you will notice now is that there's also new treasure spot locations that will also pop up when you did the Residence Nexuses unlocks. In these locations, you just have to look for chests. These are actually also quite rewarding. All of them will give you asteroids and other materials. Other than that, it's just a classic thing. Do your dailies every time, do your weekly every time. Also do your Tower of Adversity. Don't forget about the challenges that are available. For example, the event right now is Pincer Maneuver Warriors 3. Then we also have like this Tales of the Isles. This is pretty much something you just do on the side. You don't need to focus on this in specifically. You will also see that this one is a permanent event, so this will not disappear, and you get a 500 asteroids for this and many other rewards. Then there's another event that you can do, but this one has a requirement that you need to finish the chapter 2 of Act 3 and side quest of Scales of Past, just another event giving asteroids. There's also the new companion quest for Carlotta that you should probably do after you did the main story quest. And there's so much more by just exploring the open world, etc. And yeah, this should be pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys an overview of some of the things that you should maybe do first in this zone. Because I was literally a bit lost and overwhelmed in the beginning because this zone is freaking... yeah, fantastic. It has so much content and I've been loving freaking every day so far. If this was helpful, give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe. We almost reached 40,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about RINASCITA so far. Also help some new players out. Maybe I forgot something in the video to say. What should be the things that players should do first in this new zone? Maybe I completely forgot something to say. Let me know in the comments and thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.